You've been using CAD for many years, or maybe you're relatively new to it. How do you learn? How do you keep improving and growing your abilities in this ever-changing technological world? I will cover 3 areas used by beginners and seasoned professionals to improve their capabilities, get new skills, and continuously grow in CAD proficiency: instructor-led training, SOLIDWORKS certifications, and a tips and tricks session. TPM has many training classes available to our customers. You might be familiar with traditional open enrollment classes. These are SOLIDWORKS certified and use standard books and materials. Our SOLIDWORKS certified instructors also teach custom classes tailored to an individual company's needs in terms of material covered and delivery time. Not everyone has 5 days in a row available to spend in a classroom, thus a 2 or 3 day course focused on specific industry is often the way to go. Here we see some of the standard classes, such as SOLIDWORKS Essentials, Geometric Dimensioning and Tolerancing, commonly abbreviated to GD&T, Advanced Part Modeling, Surfacing, Simulation, also Visualize, and even DriveWorks Professional Essentials. These classes are all instructor-led, using well-detailed examples, open dialogue between instructor and attendees, and exercises to practice the materials for each lesson. The courses are available in person and in our live virtual classrooms, so you can take the courses from anywhere you have an internet connection. What if you're already a rock star and want to test your abilities? The South Systems has many SOLIDWORKS certifications for its users. The exams are self-proctored and can be taken at the user's convenient time anywhere. Every SOLIDWORKS subscription benefits of a voucher every 6 months, renewing January 1st and July 1st of each year. This voucher is good for 3 exams, 1 from each category we see here. Aside from the free exam codes included with subscription, each one can be purchased throughout the year separately. There are also many practice exams available for those hesitant to jump into a certification exam or who want to know how to better prepare. As part of TPM's technical support team, I've worked with many customers to prepare for those exams and achieve their continuous education milestones. Alright, enough about classroom and exams. I know most of us thought we were done with school the day we got our last diploma and got a job. So let's get to the fun portion of this presentation: SOLIDWORKS tips and tricks. This very practical session is always an audience favorite. Time-consuming, yet often overlooked, is the time it takes SOLIDWORKS to start. We see it here loading the registry and the user interface, VBA, and a couple of other things, and then loading all the add-ins I have turned on. The question is, do I need all those add-ins every time I run the program? This time, it took about 1.5 minutes to load it all. Looking at what I have turned on, I see PDM, which I need, but then Simulation, CAM, and Composer, which I will not use every time. So I turn them off. We see here that the right column checkmarks makes them turn on every time SOLIDWORKS starts up, while the left column turns them on during the session only. So I can use the left column when needed. Let's talk about the welcome screen. I notice many people ignoring it, closing it, and then proceeding to click 3, 4, 5 times to get somewhere they could have achieved with 2 clicks. Let's take a moment and explore how this can benefit us. The Home tab, which comes up automatically, has the new and advanced buttons available. I can click advanced and then it takes me to my templates. I have mine set up for different customers with their desired standards and requirements. Also, my own templates and my company's regular templates. Easy to set up, takes only a few minutes. You can always contact us and our TPM support team will be glad to schedule a time to walk you through it. Back at the welcome screen, we see the Open button. I can click it and navigate to a file I want to open. If I want to open a model I recently worked with, I can do so from the welcome screen as well. I have my recent documents and I can view all or go to the Recent tab. I can filter by parts, assemblies, or drawings, and even narrow my search to the top level assemblies. With the push pin symbol, I can keep the project I am working on pinned at the top of my recents list. This way, I'm not searching for it every day. If I forget where I saved the file, I can easily find its location with the Show in Folder link. Maybe I thought I saved it in a particular folder a couple of days ago, and now it's not there. I can use the recents list to see that, I placed it in the wrong folder, not a problem, easy to fix. I can also expand my recent view of a model using the little arrows at the bottom right of the icon and choose whether I want to open the model read-only, fully resolved, lightweight, or a particular configuration. Without opening the model at all, I can also check the references, saving me time. If I want a clean slate, I can easily remove all recently opened files or just the ones which are not pinned. This is not often necessary, maybe after a big project or as I'm getting ready to start a new project. The recents list can hold up to 100 items in its memory. This list does get reset if I wipe out my settings or load older settings. When it comes to designing, using shortcuts makes a big difference in how fast I get my work done. Being proficient with even a few shortcuts can save time, eliminate mistakes, and decrease the stress associated with not knowing where a particular command is located. I will explore the S key. This tool has been around for quite a few years now and is very useful in sketching, part modeling, assembly modeling, and in drawings. It is simple to toggle by pressing the S key on the keyboard and selecting the tools I need. As of SOLIDWORKS 2022, it even has a search box to make searching for the correct tool even faster and easily added to the palette. It is simple to customize by right mouse clicking the palette or going to the top of the user interface and right clicking or choosing Customize from the Tools drop-down menu. Here I can select either the Part Assembly, Drawing, or Sketch S key palette and remove tools from it by dragging them off, then add new tools by dragging them onto the palette. Aside from the S key, there are many other keyboard shortcuts, many of which are exactly like the Windows shortcuts. Ctrl+Z works to undo up to several steps back, and Ctrl+Y to redo. Ctrl+C and V work to copy and paste. Ctrl+S will save. Ctrl+O will open. And Ctrl+Q will do a forced rebuild of the file. F helps me zoom to fit when I lose my place or want to see the entire model. And the G opens a magnifying glass to easily see or select a tiny portion of the model without scrolling the entire model. The spacebar opens the view selector, about which I will talk more later. And the F5 brings up the filters toolbar and allows me to select which filter I need. There are many more shortcuts and you can create your own as well. For example, I have Alt-X set up as my normal 2 shortcut, and I use it very often. My favorite SOLIDWORKS shortcut device, however, is the mouse gestures. Holding down the right mouse button and slightly moving the mouse shows the palette. I love this because it allows me to use common drawing tools extremely fast with one hand. I can create this feature with just a few flicks of my wrist. Customizing it is just as easy as with the S key. The palettes for each mode are visible and I can drag and drop tools on and off it. I can set the mouse gestures to have 2, 3, 4, 8 or 12 gestures. I like to use 8 for mine. You might like 4 or 12 depending on how sensitive and precise you want to be with your mouse flicks. Mouse gestures can also be turned off if they are not being used, so they're not in the way and activated by mistake. Let's talk about the spacebar. It is used to show the view selector, but it has other features that are often overlooked. I will turn the selector off for now so I can focus on the orientation window. Here, I can not only select from several standard orientations, but also create a new view and update or reset standard views. Here I'm creating a new view, giving it a name, and it places it on my orientation window below the standard views. Another useful feature is the ability to see models from different orientations at the same time. I can select 2 displays or 4 displays. And let's not forget about the link views option. When done, easily go back to one view. In an assembly, when I want to bring in a duplicate of a certain component, all I need to do is hold down Control, select the component in the feature manager, and drag and drop it into the workspace. This is a fast and simple way to add duplicate components. Control-C and Control-V work as well. The same technique works also at the part level to insert a duplicate of the same feature. Here I have 2 holes with draft fully defined, all which took me some time to make, and I rather not do it all over again. I can hold down Control, select the feature in the manager tree, and drag and drop it. I am asked if I want to keep relations to parts of the model no longer relevant, so I delete them. Done. Fast. Same Control plus drag and drop works with planes. Here I'm holding the Control key and dragging the front plane to create a duplicate. This starts the new plane feature and I can quickly add it where needed, both at part and at assembly level. I can also make multiple planes with one feature. The component preview window is very useful when dealing with hard-to-see areas of a model while mating. I can select a part and turn it transparent or wireframe in the assembly, but have the same part available for selection in the component preview window. I can synchronize the 2 views and then easily exit when I'm done. I am a fan of keeping my mates simple. The less amount of mates used, the better. So this profile center mate is very useful. For faces that have symmetry, I can select the face and mate it to another face and it will lock it in place. Think of it as concentric, coincident, lock, rotation, sometimes parallel mates all in one feature. When sketching, a helpful feature is the ability to assign dimensions as the sketch is created. To do this, the Enable On-Screen Numeric Input on Entry Creation option must be checked under the Options Sketch tab. The Create Dimension Only When Value is Entered option helps keep my sketch clean and limit the chance I will overdefine it. Now I can start a line and type the dimension, which will snap the line at the correct length. We see here that I am using dual dimensions. This is a great option when dealing with multiple input sources and can be turned on under Document Properties Dimensions. Since it is a document option, you might have to turn it on in the template. A lesser known feature of Smart Dimensions is the ability to lock a dimension type, then place it wherever is needed. I am locking it by clicking the right mouse button one time once I see the dimension I want. I can unlock it by clicking the right mouse button again. Simple and useful. In a pinch, it can save me time. And the last tip for this section is the ability to create a 3D sketch insanely fast. Rather than using 3D sketching line after line, switching planes, making sure I'm going the right direction, I am drawing a 3D model of the sketch I need to make, then use the edges to create the 3D sketch. Once the model is done, I start a 3D sketch, Make sure I turn on the line filter and press Ctrl A on the keyboard. This simple window-based select all shortcut will select all edges on the model. Then I click Convert Entities and I have all my lines. I will hide my 3D model to see my 3D sketch better. I can even delete some unwanted lines and further develop my sketch from here. Hope you found these tips and tricks helpful. This concludes the session. See you soon.